everybody. Wanda Ott here with NextHome 245 in Forest, Virginia. I'm your culture committee chair, and my favorite time of the month is when we announce who our next homie of the month. This time it's our next homie broker of the month, Wendy Ferguson of NextHome Local Realty in Conway, Arkansas. Thank you, Wendy. We're so excited to have you as our next homie broker of the month. Whoever nominated you just raved and raved about how awesome you are. Plus, I follow you on Facebook, so we all see it on a daily basis. So congratulations for being selected. So tell us about your journey with NextHome. How long have you been with this? Why did you choose NextHome? The whole spiel.
Well, it's really kind of a funny story. I had a boutique brokerage, and I had been running that for a few years. And the biggest struggle for me was like getting the technology that I needed and then getting it to communicate with each other. And seemed like every day was a problem. And I decided that it was probably a good idea to join a franchise, but I didn't know where I wanted to go. So I had gone to the NAR Broker Summit in Denver, Colorado back in 2016. And they had this one portion where they talked about 3 companies that they felt needed attention because they were up and coming. Now, one of them happened to be Better Homes and Garden, and they weren't up and coming. They were just featured because they'd kind of revamped all their colors and their services and all that. But the other 2, oddly, were EXP and NextHome.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And so who would have thought it would have gone full circle like that? But James was up there. He was talking. I loved everything I heard. I walked out of the room that day and made a phone call. And I found out later that I was one of about 10 people out of that summit that actually called.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So did you join in 2016?
Actually didn't end up joining until 2017. I'm a very slow decision maker, and that's always been a problem. And fortunately, Charis is a very patient person. And I joined in July of 2017, and we officially opened, I think, around November, December.
Gotcha. Okay. So you're in it for the long haul. This isn't about me, but today it is. We're celebrating our 10th anniversary today with NextHome. Yeah.
Happy anniversary.
So we're about from the same class. They'd probably call us the OGs.
Probably so.
The first time they ever said that at Broker Summit, I'm like, what's an OG? That's how dumb I am. So they filled me in. So now I know what that is. Where you were with the boutique brokerage, what was your biggest change going from boutique going to NextHome? Was it overwhelming for you? Where did you start? I think that's what a lot of people have trouble with, is like, oh my gosh, there's so much, I don't even know where to start.
And I experienced the same thing. There were so many things that I didn't have before. And so what I decided to do is just to start with the easiest, because sometimes you get 1 or 2 things out of the way and you build that momentum. And that's what I did. I started with the reviews. I started with the mobile app, and then I just worked my way through everything else. The CRM, which was different at the time, it was pre Bold Trail, but just one at a time, just started going through it. And honestly, I also really jumped in with both feet to both of the private Facebook groups and asked a lot of questions. And people were so good about answering those questions and helping me out.
Right. I love that we have those Facebook groups. Yeah. I learn more there just watching and listening. But I just love it how everybody shares so willingly and are so collaborative. Yes. We're not competing with each other. So I think that's a great place. So what are your favorite things about NextHome? Do you have a favorite tool? Is it the culture? Is it a summit or a conference?
I mean, I hear it all the time. I hear people say it all the time, but they say it because it's true. It's the culture and the people that make up that culture. They're really a great group. And a few weeks ago, I jumped onto the private Facebook group, which would probably be my other favorite thing about it. And I just said something about how the agents are probably tired of listening to me train on Tuesdays. Would anybody be willing to
I
jump
saw
on
that.
that? Do you
Hmm.
remember? I have got the Zoom calendar filled through July now
Oh,
from
that's
people that are
awesome.
so willing. And I got another message this morning on Facebook from another broker, Lisa out of Hawaii, that said, I want to be a part of that. So it's just like people support each other, and that is something you really don't get on a local level because
Oh,
everybody
definitely
gets
not.
a
Right.
position. So I think that's it if I had to choose one.
Yeah, that's a good one. Do you have anybody that's affected your career, maybe a mentor or maybe an author of a book you've read, somebody who challenges you in a different way, or could even be a family member?
Not in my career, I don't. There's a lot of books that I've read and a lot of people that I've followed that I've really enjoyed the things they offer. Um, my mom has always been a real positive influence for me. We weren't close when I was a teenager because I was a little rebel, but over the years, she has become my best friend, and I've watched her. She's really endured a lot of hard things over her lifetime, from a young child all the way up to even now. And she just always gets through it with just so much grace. She's a Christian. She believes in God, and she's always about prayer. And I think my mom has prayed me through a lot of difficult times. And so I just have to say my mom, even though
That's
I know
great to
that's
have that
so
role
cliche.
model in your life and always know somebody there. I remember one of the greatest things about like when one of my grandparents, I had a grandmother who prayed, 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 and she was gone. I'm like, who's going to pray for me now? But
Oh,
I know we have those people in our lives, and that's really cool.
that's great.
So how many agents do you have in your brokerage?
Currently, there's 12 of us.
Okay.
And
Where do you see the future of your brokerage going, or your career? Are you going to be in it for life?
well, I'm going to be in it for a while, but I'm going to slow down and semi-retire in probably about 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I may still own the brokerage or a portion of the brokerage and bring on a business partner and be less hands-on, but still involved and still listing and selling a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But my husband and I are, not too many years away from retirement, and we want to do some traveling, and we've got grandkids that we want to spend more time with. And so I'm going to slow down, but I'm going to keep doing it a little bit. My daughter is on a team with me, Sarah Keithley, and
Oh,
so she's going to continue to do it. So I'll always be involved in some way to help her as well.
well, I think that's the beauty of our career is we can slow down, we can get those referrals, still keep our foot in the door to where we don't really ever have to. We can do as little or as much as we want.
Right.
So that's great. So before we end this interview, tell us something about yourself that maybe most people don't know. Do you have a fun hobby or somewhere fun you like to travel?
Well, I guess since it's real estate related, I will tell a real estate story that I've literally never told anybody except my husband. When I decided to go into real estate, I was working part time in the medical field, and I wanted to get into real estate. I wanted a second job, right? And I saw this ad in the paper for this real estate company was hiring. So I went in, they interviewed me, and they said, all you've got to do is go take this class and get this license. And I was like, oh, well, I guess that's true. I work in the medical field. A lot of the technicians have different license to do special things. So maybe there's this special license I need. So I took the class and I passed, and I called them and I said, I passed. I got this license. And they said, great, you can start tomorrow. And so come on in. And so I go in the next day and I start asking questions like, what are the hours? And I realized I thought I was being hired as a receptionist,
Oh,
and I was being hired as a salesperson. And I did
big
not
difference.
know that I was going into real estate sales. And I went home and I thought, well, I've already got this license, so I might as well try. And I probably spent the first 6 months crying every other day because I was like, I can't do this. It's too hard. But I made it through, and I figured out pretty quick I wasn't hired, and that I had to be rehired by strangers and family and friends every day. So that that was my awakening to real
Well,
estate.
that just shows you that God will take you places that you never planned on.
For sure that happened.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. I know everybody at Next Home is going to love hearing this, and
Oh,
congratulations again
thank
for
you.
being selected as our Next Homie Broker of the Month. Thank
Well,
you, Wendy.
thank you, Wanda. You guys have a great day.
You too.